Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always, my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, it's been a good week here. It is November 12th, 1999. Almost the end of the year.
It is.
And we watched the newest Kevin Smith movie, Dogma, about a man whose dog or mom turns into a dog.
No.
And becomes Dogma.
No.
No, that's not what it's about?
No.
Is it about Catholic dogma?
Mm-hmm.
This is the most Catholic movie I've ever seen.
Very bizarre movie. Very bizarre.
Kevin Smith is apparently Catholic. He knows a lot about it.
Are you basing your statement on the fact that his movie was, accurate, or on the fact that you actually know he's Catholic?
Both.
Okay.
So there's protests sparking up about this movie.
It does not surprise me.
I don't think it's really warranted necessarily.
Well, no. Don't go see it if you don't like it.
But it's also not, I don't think, very offensive to the Catholic Church. I think it's, I don't know, Kevin Smith obviously has some disagreements with the Catholic Church, but I don't think it's anything terrible.
Okay, but they talk about how Mary actually had other children and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, I agree, but I think is against the Catholic Church.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So, because Mary's supposed to be a virgin forever or something.
Right, because that makes sense.
Does not, but.
As they point out in the movie. So, this stars, as you may imagine, Jay and Silent Bob, Jason Mewes, Jason Cat Noise, Muse, and Kevin Smith as Jay and Silent Bob. And then we've got a couple regulars coming back. Jason Lee is, Brody.
A demon.
Brody, yeah, he's Azrael the demon. And then we have Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's also in Mallrats.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's a newcomer, but obviously good friends with Ben Affleck.
We've seen him in things,
And actually, he does have an uncredited role in Chasing Amy. He's dressed up as, he's one of the comic book dudes, but he's got piercings and shit like that. I don't know. He looks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hooper's in this very briefly, and then we have some new people. Alan Rickman. We've got him. We've got spoilers. Alanis Morissette
As God.
And Salma Hayek
As her hot ass self.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really though. She said
a
muse.
Yeah.
Why does the muse not have genitals? I get why angels don't have genitals.
Because she's also kind of like an angel. She's an abstract or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
We only have genitals, human beings.
It's weird.
We don't see that she doesn't have genitals, though.
But she says it.
Yeah, she does say it. And then we get Chris Rock, newcomer, as Rufus.
The 13th disciple. See, another thing the Catholic Church... Or apostle. Same thing. Disciples and apostles are the same thing, right?
Sure, yeah.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you corrected me.
Well, that's because that's what he calls himself. And then we've got, of course, Lindia Fiorentino.
Is that the main character?
Yeah. Bethany?
Yeah, the abortion doctor.
Yeah. Is she a doctor?
I think so. She performs abortions.
Okay.
The doctors do that, right?
Yes. I didn't know if she was the actual doctor performing the abortions or if she was doing clerical work. She was one of the like assistants or something like that.
Why? What? I mean, is it just because she's a woman that you are thinking?
No, it's because we will only see her and Janine Garofalo talking to each other at the abortion clinic, and neither of them are dressed like doctors. I didn't get the impression that either of them were doctors.
I think she was wearing a white coat.
Oh, I don't remember her wearing a white coat, but okay.
I mean, I might be wrong. My memory sucks. But.
If she was wearing a white coat, then I apologize. You're 100% correct. You're probably right anyway. I didn't think about what her role at the abortion clinic was, just that she worked there. Was all I really took out of it.
What's weird to me, though, it seems like a weird thing to put in the story, is that she can't have children.
Yeah.
She lost her husband because she can't have children.
Yeah.
And she spends her days performing abortions.
It's kind of fucked up.
Like,
if I can't have children,
no
one
one can.
will.
Right. I mean, it's weird.
I never thought about that. I did not make that connection, but it is kind of messed up.
Like, I didn't like that. There's no reason for that. She could have other reasons to be mad at God.
Sure. But it also, like, it comes full circle at the end, too. Like, at the end of the movie. So, like, I think that's...
Yeah, okay. I get it.
But anyway, what did you think of this movie?
I don't know. I was really enjoying it at first. Mm-hmm. And then it went off the rails, and it never really got back on the rails.
It does kind of go off the rails in the third act.
Like, there's a shit monster demon. Mm-hmm. And that's where I was like, I don't know what we're watching anymore. It
seems like very high-minded. It's still a comedy, so it's still funny. But it does seem, despite the addition of Jay and Silent Bob, which obviously there's a lot of talk about fucking and stuff like that. But aside from that, it seems a little more high-minded and kind of heady. But yeah, we get a lot of Kevin Smith juvenile type humor too.
And it doesn't really fit.
No, it's... I liked the movie a lot, but it is jarring, the marriage of these two things. It's almost like... I don't know if it's like being high and not being high, or what, but like it feels almost like two different Kevin Smiths wrote this. Like he wrote part of this script when he was very young, and it's more potty humor type stuff. And then he wrote the other half of the script when he was older, wiser, and his humor had matured. And he tried to blend both those things together. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, maybe he was high part of the time he was writing the script.
Well, that's why I said it's like, is it the difference between writing when he's high and writing when he's sober? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's another possibility.
We definitely could have done without the shit demon.
We didn't need that. I understand we needed another like threat, but it could have been something else.
Yeah. And then, God being Alanis Morissette.
I thought that was fine.
Who boops the nose instead of, I don't know, anything else.
I thought that was fine.
It was weird. I didn't love that.
I guess it's what kind of decisions would you rather them make with God?
I don't know. I mean, should God be playing skee ball? And
that's the entire underpinning of the movie.
I don't know.
You like skee ball. God can't like skee ball.
I do like skee ball. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. And those demon kids were really creepy with the hockey sticks. Oh my gosh. Scary.
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
The demon kids, I thought they were a good addition to everything. I think plot-wise everything fits well.
I really liked Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's characters.
Yes.
Until the very end. And then I was kind of upset about how it went because, like, why did it have to be that they couldn't go through the gate, that they couldn't go to heaven? And why did Ben Affleck have to turn into an asshole and kill Matt Damon? I didn't like it.
So, I'll give you the actual explanation.
All right.
Because that's the entire premise of the movie is they can't do that. The entire premise of the movie is God banished them and said, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So if they had proven God wrong, then they would unmake existence. They could not win.
Yeah.
They had to lose. And Ben Affleck, like, his character is just so repressed. And, like, I think he finally snaps. I think that's what it is. He sees all of humanity, and he's just finally had enough. It's like a complete loss of faith on his part.
Yeah. I liked the scene where they're talking about that couple making out, and he's like, excuse me, are you married?
Yeah.
Excuse me, to her?
Right. But they have very good chemistry together. Mm-hmm. The two of them. They're obviously friends. And they're both very good actors. I think one of the things that raises this up to a higher level is that pretty much everyone in it is good.
Yeah.
Salma Hayek's a good actress. Alan Rickman's obviously a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Linda Fiorentino was doing, like, in some of the scenes, she was making some really weird choices that I didn't fully understand.
What do you mean?
Well, like, so for instance, when she gets transported by Alan Rickman to the Mexican restaurant, you know,
mm-hmm.
and she's all like, she's like the 10th plague, and like she looks like she's drunk or like,
yeah,
I don't know how she's playing it very weird.
I thought she was drunk though. They were drinking.
I mean, like, that fast, maybe. I don't know. Like, she had a couple times where she's just, like, she's very, like, detached and, like, I don't know. Like, she didn't seem fully engaged.
I get it, though, because she's dealing with something very bizarre, and she's just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go along with this weird shit. Like, I don't know. I got where she was coming from.
Yeah, and I understand the acting choice. I just don't think it's the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with the choice necessarily for the scene that they were doing. I don't know. That's me. But it threw me off a little bit. I don't know. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I didn't love everybody being Ken dolls, and I didn't...
Is that because you wanted Salma Hayek to have a vagina? Is that why?
I mean, that would have made me happier. Well, and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, you know, all of them are attractive people.
Yeah.
And in this movie, no genitalia.
Alan Rickman's the only one that we actually see.
Yeah.
He's the only one that has to wear one of those whatever buff body pieces.
Right.
Can you imagine asking Alan Rickman to bare his groin for a movie?
Well, it's not his actual groin.
No, I know, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like Kevin Smith was just got some like power trip out of that or something.
Yeah.
What about controversy? Did you feel like anything was super controversial?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think one of the things they don't like is not me, but you know, the religious people who are protesting is like the Buddy Christ.
Yeah.
They think that's sacrilegious, or
I guess I get that.
You know, I mean, it's funny, but
I mean, it does portray cardinals too as like vain assholes.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that scene in the boardroom where like they slaughter literally everybody and they're talking about all of their sins, and I don't know, that was pretty far.
Yeah, it's fucked up, yeah. There's a lot of fucked up stuff that happens in that scene, sure. Although a lot of it is obviously off screen. Even some of the sins,
yeah,
they just hint at. I mean, like, I in general, like I said, liked it. I feel like some of the controversy is a little bit overblown.
Sure.
I guess I do enjoy movies that have that kind of like, it's almost Shakespearean in its like good and evil kind of we're talking about like forces beyond our ken and everything. It's demons, it's angels, and like holy war and shit like that. It's those kind of like big ideas. I like movies that kind of delve into that. I won't call it Christian mythology.
No, don't do that.
As Chris Rock's character points out, God hates it when you call it mythology.
Yeah, well, it's not mythology, so.
But it all is very interesting. I don't understand the whole 13th apostle thing.
No reason for that.
That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I guess that was the way that they could get Chris Rock's character into the movie, but I don't know why they would necessarily delete another apostle, and how would they? Like, if there really was a 13th apostle, I understand that there are books and everything that were part of the Bible that got thrown out, got discarded. That the Council of Nicaea and all that stuff. I know all that stuff, but if there really was another apostle, I don't know how you could actually delete them from the text, because the apostles, at least during the life of Christ, are so intertwined with each other and with each other's stories that it seems difficult to fully destroy someone from the narrative.
I don't think there was a 13th apostle. I think that they made up an apostle because they didn't want to. No, because they didn't want to pick one and say, oh, it's Matthew or it's Mark or it's John, because that would be a lot more blasphemous than making up an apostle that you can have, walk around and act like a badass and stuff.
I guess that's true. I never thought about that, but I guess that's probably true. They created another one to be less sacrilegious. That makes sense, because then they can have him do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Mm-hmm. And then I think it's funny that he's saying, the reason he's not in the Bible is because he's black. And he's like, Jesus was black. Like, no, they're all Middle Eastern. They're all, like, Jewish.
Yeah, they all would have been brown.
Yeah.
None of them would have been
white.
African.
And none of them would have been white.
Right. And none of them would have been white. None of them would have been, sub-Saharan African descent like Chris Rock presumably is. So yeah, they'd all be Middle Eastern looking.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, we have all these depictions of Jesus as a white dude.
Yeah. Well, they do mention that, how it gets whitewashed and everything. There are criticisms with the Bible. Salma Hayek has some criticisms of the Bible. How it's gender biased.
Yeah, well, it is. And then they made God a female, which I'm sure there are a bunch of male Christians that were pissed off about that. Chris
Rock does kind of paper over that at the end. He says, she's not really a woman. She's not really anything. Like, it's basically saying that she really does not have a gender.
Well,
she's not male or female.
Huh. Which makes sense.
Yeah. Bethany, at the end, gets pregnant through divine intervention, I guess, an immaculate birth.
Yeah, I guess.
Because she releases God from bondage of... Because the plan, as anyone that's seen the movie knows, is that God loves to play skee ball and gets put into a coma by the demons. I don't know how they knew exactly how to beat him, to put him in a coma and not kill him. But bravo, I guess. So that God is trapped in a body. That seems also like... I know it's convenient for the storyline and everything, but that seems not like... If God were actually able to come to Earth, take human form, or... I guess, inhabit a human body, which I think is more the kind of possess a person.
Which is stupid. God would not need to do that.
Right. But that, I guess that's kind of the implication. then if God were incapacitated in that way, God can do anything, right? Mm-hmm. God's all powerful. So why couldn't God just get out of that body?
Exactly.
Or get out of that form? Like, how is God, is God actually human then? When, is it not possession? Is God then just that person? Like, came down in human form? Like, with Christ, it's just like, every weekend, God comes back in human form to play skee ball?
That's stupid.
And how can you incapacitate? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it really falls apart to logical analysis.
Yeah.
But God has to be out of the way because, you're dealing with the Christian God. So that means if God was actually in heaven, then all this stuff is very easy for God to solve.
Right.
So that's why you do that. But anyway, she releases God's body from captivity and gets electrocuted or something. I don't know what. Like, God's spirit leaps from the body, goes to heaven, and cuts her belly and kills her. And
Did I miss something?
I guess
I don't remember.
When she lets the body go, it takes the tube out and everything, and there's the big light that goes into the sky. Something lashes out and cuts her belly, and she dies. That's when Bob carries her dead body to the church, and then Alanis Morissette makes her live again by putting hands on her belly.
And put the baby in her belly.
Apparently, yeah. I guess just hey, here you go. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Everything about the movie is weird. Like I said, the beginning of the movie was kind of cool. It was an interesting concept, and it just went too far off the rails.
At the end of the movie, at the end of the credits, Alanis Morissette kind of dances out, takes a book called The View Askew Universe, and closes it. And I'm guessing that is Kevin Smith closing the book on this little world he's created with all these different people.
I hope not.
You see one of the bus lines they try to get on is Darris bus lines, so Rick Darris. Mm-hmm. So that kind of stuff, all the things that connect. He's a comic book guy, and comic books do that all the time where they connect storylines and things like that. So I'm guessing that's what that means. I don't know.
I don't know, but I would be sad because I enjoy this universe. I'd just rather not be shit demons in it.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. It's hard to make another Jay and Silent Bob movie, I guess, after this, because where do you go when, they went from two drug dealers standing outside of a convenience store to some shenanigans in a mall to being the basis for a comic book story and just having a very small part in that movie, to now they've met fucking God and they know that there's an afterlife and shit and all this stuff. Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked up because any movie that they were in from here on out, you'd think they'd be oh, by the way, we saw God.
Well, Bob barely talks at all, so
yeah,
there's that.
I guess.
And they're always stoned, so why would anyone believe them?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know though. It seems interesting. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I would give it. I would say go see it.
I'm on the fence. I mean, if you are sensitive in any way to any of the things we spoke about, I wouldn't see it
at all.
Yeah.
You would not even rent it, huh?
No.
Wow.
I feel like you have to be the right mood, right kind of person to enjoy this movie.
I suppose. But that is the episode for the week, Carol. Why don't you tell the people where they can find their own shit demon?
You can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.